school? How would Sandra in high school talk to Sandra now, and vice versa? What do you think?
So
Hold on. So right now you're telling her this. She's like, wait, what the fuck?
That's why
Everybody's dying.
And he lost his shoes.
And he's in there, but it was just raining too hard.
Oh
So I was
my
like,
God.
So I just ran the ways to home, and then what'd you do with Aaron's truck? Oh, fuck, that's right. I drove last night.
Oh my
He walked home
God.
and
I'm like, dude, you're fucking naked. Get the hell out and put some clothes on.
get the hell out of what? Hold
The
on.
bed.
Didn't want to say that. I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it.
Sandra.
I saw that thing and I'm like, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna fucking put that thing down my fucking penis, and
Did
sure
it
enough,
knock you out?
they had this one beautiful nurse
I knew
in
you were
there.
going to say something. I knew.
Now we're back with Unfiltered. We're on our 14th episode, so this is not
Unfiltered
bad.
Circle.
Yes. So, with all this, has this been putting you in a good mood when you're coming over here doing the podcast? So, if not, then what puts you in a good mood?
Have y'all been recording? I thought we were just sitting drinking.
We'll just recently recorded.
We actually, it's been recording for the last 20 minutes.
Son of a bitch.
I think you all are in a good mood now. Now you're in a good mood.
It's always
Hey, it's a hangover from yesterday. It was great. I had a great time yesterday.
yes.
Thanks for
We're
coming.
always
guys.
in a good mood when we come here anyway to see your beautiful face and to drink delicious drinks.
But do you want my friend back, Mr. Demons?
No.
He's actually moving to.
It's pronounced demons.
Where's he going to? Missouri. He's going to Missouri.
What?
I'm like, I was kind of like, I was like, yes, at the same time, because I don't have to keep working with him. But at the same time, I'm like, no, maybe I shouldn't do that because I need to keep working with him.
You were doing it out of the kindness of your heart. You were trying to help him.
Hey man, don't be talking about people that deal with demons, y'all, man.
Look,
No, because I've been actually helping him with his
put some-
demons.
you can put
Literally
some-
demons
you can put
in his
some
mind.
voodoo on y'all shit,
so
In his mind. And plus, we do think he has one.
yes.
Got caught up in the remix there.
We actually went down a
So
rabbit
much-
hole. We're talking
like,
about
was
what's
it
in a good
DJ?
mood, and we went down to
Yeah,
demons.
way to go, and that was all on you. Yes, good mood. Yes, very much in a good mood. Always in a good mood. Just to get because I always know whenever I come here together with y'all, there's going to be some feelings that are going to be let out, whether good, bad, or indifferent. Things off my chest, whether good, bad, or indifferent. So it's always good to talk things out and give your opinions and see if you're on the right track sometimes, or if you're like, no, you're kind of wrong. So it's always good, yes, to come and to talk to you guys.
Well, with women, you usually are wrong. So
Well,
let's put that.
here we go.
Let's put that in his first place.
So I was
It's
trying
whether
to
you
be
admit
nice.
it.
I was trying to be nice, but since you're taking it there,
It's to what level we're
I am
wrong.
basically here to tell y'all how y'all are fucking up on a daily basis. So go ahead.
Wow.
She
So
went-
again,
I didn't know
I
we
was
were,
in a
I didn't
good
know we were
mood.
cursing.
I was in a good mood.
Oh,
I didn't know we were cursing already. It
messing
elevated
up
quickly.
on a daily basis.
That was quick, like 5 minutes into it, and you start cursing.
You're gonna start accusing. I'm gonna start.
And who's the one who started cursing?
Exactly.
Is it
started
male
it?
or female?
Who started accusing?
Yeah,
Male
well,
or female?
It's not accusing if it's the
just saying,
truth.
yeah.
It's whether you want to accept it.
Being right doesn't mean being loud and cussing. That's just.
I wasn't loud.
It just shows you
Hey,
immaturity.
he's
That's
turned your
what it
microphone
does.
up. You didn't realize it.
Yeah, you turned my microphone up with exclamation marks.
That's true. I could do that.
Why is my picture?
Like, why is she yelling?
It's blinking.
I turned it off.
So,
Now it's back on. It really was off.
what
Thank
was
you,
off?
bro. Your microphone. I turned it off. When he told me, I'm like, yes, I could do it. So I turned it off.
Roland?
Hey,
You're
I just inspire greatness.
You did.
All right. So yes, I am happy while I'm here. Tentative. Let's circle back to that.
Tentative.
Roland,
Well, I
how
haven't.
do you feel when you get here?
I love hanging out with you guys. We just do this for fun. I thought,
Yeah, we
It's not
do.
little-
Well, yesterday when I got the text about coming over, Sandra texted me also that Roland was going to barbecue everything or grill everything. He had tons of food. He didn't even know that.
He didn't even know what.
That you text me all this information.
But he ESPN'd me to text you.
ESPN, you did text me.
That's how it works. She's a woman, so she's right.
Yeah, thank you.
But when I got that text from Roland, I'm like, yes.
Like
finalized.
I'm officially in.
Oh
yes.
my God.
I'm like, this is like when I was in high school, which I never got this, but like I could hang out with the popular people. Like I never got that time, but I wanted that one feeling to feel like that. But
I remember this one time we literally overheard these kids. It was so endearing. They were such cute little kids at the bar. Not my bar. It was at Clicks
They're
back in the days.
21-year-olds.
They were like 22, 23. And you know how there's a group of people you hang out with, and those people that kind of linger around the outsides, and they like to interject every now and then. It's like, there's a couple of those guys.
Yeah.
So we're going to go back to the apartment. So I was like, hey, all right, Pappy, you guys coming over? Yeah, Mike, you guys coming over? Yeah, we'll go a little bit. And then these two guys that were just fringers, they happened to be there. So I was like, hey, if you guys want to stop by, you're welcome too. And they're like, okay, yeah, thanks. Like nothing. Then we turn and walking away. It's like, dude, they invited us over.
So cool.
Get to hang out with the cool kids.
That was cool.
That was like, I was like, oh, I feel like I did a service.
You threw him a
Now,
bone.
was that a mercy invite? Was that a mercy invite?
It was they were in earshot, so I was like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, hey, can we go? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Nobody's coming over.
Well, I'm pretty sure you made their day.
I could have pulled the Ozzy. No.
No.
Ozzy Osbourne says that?
Mm-hmm.
His grandbaby Ozzy.
Oh, his grandbaby Ozzy.
Yes.
My boog.
Yes. So what about you? Do you get happy whenever we do this podcast?
I'm just happy you all are here, period, when I'm doing a podcast.
What?
It's just hard to do it by myself,
Then I'm just here drinking alcohol, looking at the camera. Why do you hate me?
Fuck the fuckers. You ain't want to come? Fuck
Those motherfuckers.
I got me, myself, and I.
Oh, Grandma.
I got some drama. Motherfuckers.
It was so interesting how that tapered off as we all got older. And it's like, hey.
Because she stopped drinking, so it became Mother Effa.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed she stopped drinking. She's always been loving fun, but maybe she really could put curse words together that shouldn't go together and smash them up together.
Man, that's pretty good. Man, I never thought about that. That's
you're absolutely right.
Did.
Especially if you talk ill of the Cowboys. Holy crap.
Oh my God.
It was a sport. I just did it for sport to hear what would come out of her mouth. I love it.
I remember one of the last times I went over to watch the Texans and the Cowboys play. I don't know how old she was. She's steady, still talking shit. Like, get out of my house.
Yeah, get out of my house.
Grandma, I love you, Grandma.
Get out of my house, you motherfucker.
I didn't even like your mama. You can get out of my house.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Grandma.
Tell me how you really feel, Grandma.
GG. That's hilarious. So.
Y'all hear that ringing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that? You don't hear that?
I hear it.
Well, James.
Is it here or outside?
It's outside.
Okay.
But I heard it too.
I was making sure, like, oh shit. Like, is it me? Somebody blowing that dog whistle and I can only hear it?
Yeah, I'm rolling, you hear it, right? It's not just me.
Okay, I had to go there.
Last night when we got here, right? Everybody was asleep, so then.
You were asleep naturally too, I'm sure.
Well, when you drink at night and you have prostate issues like me, you go to the restroom like 10 times, man. Like it never drains itself. It's never fully drained. It's like something's always
what
lingering.
can fix that, right? A catheter.
Why am I to put a catheter? That's just no.
I'm just saying, okay. Just options.
No.
I'm giving you options.
I had a procedure done, and it's no joke. All right. So they wanted to see exactly what's going on with my prostate. Well, not my prostate, but the other side. All right. So they got this cylinder thing here, like some little pipe.
That wasn't a Dr. James.
And it was straight, and it kind of curved a little bit like that, right? I'm like, what the fuck? It was about 18 inches, and they put that son of a bitch down my penis to go all the way down so they could put their camera in there to exactly see what was going on. Just remember,
this is the point where I look really uncomfortable on the camera.
I was like, what are you going to do? They're going to put that. I'm like, what? And my dad warned me about this before, and I'm like, nah, that's crazy. I'm like, I saw that thing, and I'm like, I know what they're going to do. They're going to fucking put that thing down my fucking penis. And
did it knock you out?
Well, there was one good thing about this. They had this one beautiful nurse.
I knew you were going to say something. I knew you.
They didn't have to wiggle it around too much.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's a straight shot, if you know what I mean.
I was like,
Jesus.
You need a what? You need to put this cream on to numb it to make sure.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna need some extra cream.
Hold on. I gotta think some bad thoughts right now, but I can't.
wilting lettuce.
So you were awake when they did that?
Yes.
Oh God.
Did you watch? I wouldn't have watched. I wouldn't have like. I'm like, no, I ain't gonna watch them.
Like this.
You're like this.
Oh my God.
I did not know it could do that.
I didn't think they could do that.
Oh, I've heard.
But but yeah, they found out what was the issue, and
So you're gonna tell us what the issue
I
is?
know this. It's like
you want to know?
turn it
It's a
turn
little
it next.
flap. There's a
Oh,
flap inside there to go open and close, open, close, open,
so
close.
are
So
they
it's
gonna
kind of
fix the
loose.
flap?
It costs too much money to fix that flap.
Oh.
I'm like, oh wait,
So 5 times to the restroom it is during the night.
yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just a
And-
loose little sphincter in there.
Ew.
Well, that's what I think. Aren't they usually called like that? Something like that.
I don't
I don't know, it's some
know.
little flap that's
I like
supposed,
his words.
supposed to
flap
open,
better.
close, open,
Flap.
close, but it's
I like
just
flap
like
better.
I think it drinks too much. It's just like, you
Or-
here. You know, I'll be here.
Maybe it's hot and it's just fanning itself, or waving by.
So we have this gate, this dog gate at night. I mean, at night we have this dog gate, and I forgot the gate was there.
Oh my god.
I like
And-
where this is
Son
going.
of a bitch.
And you peed on it.
No. I tripped on the gate.
Sandra almost spit some Lone Star.
We don't have a Lone Star, Sandra. So I trip on this, take 4 large steps because I want to try to catch myself. And at the same time, I am squeezing so hard to make sure nothing drips out in there, but nothing dripped out. But I was just thinking, can you imagine? Like, what do you all like at night or anything? Have y'all tripped on anything that's in the dark or
Yes.
something weird or anything
Oh, this week.
this week? So I'm not the only one that's going through this.
Okay, so I'm about to like expose stuff. Okay. So
Exposed of?
so this week, yes,
What was his name?
it's not the point.
There you go. See, that's where that
So-
was going. See,
His clothing on the floor.
I was
I'm using
no,
this ESPN.
no. So I normally sleep on, if you're facing the bed, I normally sleep on the right side. So
You were facing the bed a different way.
I was on the left side that time. So I got up and I went to the restroom in the dark, and I came back. When I came back around,
He was gone.
no. That's not the situation. For whatever reason, I was on the left side of the bed. I got out of the left side of the bed and I went back on the left side of the bed. Not because of anybody else, just because of me. I'm trying to, different ways to sleep. Anyway, so I got back on that side of the bed, and when I went around, I have a carpet that I have over there, and I tripped on the carpet and I fell on my knees.
And he was right there.
Sure. Yeah. How convenient.
There was nobody there.
Right.
I fell on the side of the bed.
Tell my wife, see, that shit happens by accident.
And so I fall. I'm like, fuck. And I get up and I'm like, I'm so fucking
I like
stupid.
this. You knew it. That's the only reason that happened. I usually don't do this.
No, so I limped into the bed because I'm like, man, I felt stupid because it's my own room, and I was just,
You fall down. to
I
your knee.
fell down. I fell down. I fell on the lip of the carpet.
I thought you were going to say your foot fell in his mouth. This
Oh,
go
Oh
like,
my God.
let's try it.
Little somersault, like,
No.
oops.
No.
Did I do that?
I don't need to create those opportunities if I need to. I just do them, and I don't.
We
need
just
to.
charged $5,000.
That's the wrong.
Apparently it works.
Yes, remember, we all heard the
I heard
flap
the
of
story.
titties.
It
We
wasn't
all were at the same place where we heard a story where
that was
her
disturbing.
feet were sold for $5,000.
not my feet. Not my feet.
It was
Somebody
more than
else's.
just pictures. So
Yeah. Oh God, no.
I wonder if I could sell my feet for
But see, like, I
$5,000.
haven't, but see, I don't.
Maybe you maybe can.
And I think one of the last times I fell, but it wasn't like tripped on or something. It was one of those, like, I'm trying to take my sock off and I fell into the bedside table because I was like, oh,
You passed out of your breath, didn't you?
no, I was drunk. Trying to take my socks off, my shoes over or something. I was like, oh, here we
It's time to
go.
go to bed.
Gravity's like, come here, I'll talk to you about something.
Talk about something.
Okay. I've also fallen out of my
Oh, Lord,
chair.
it's still going.
I also fell out of my chair at my vanity because it was high. I sit at my vanity, do my makeup and my face stuff and everything. And so the vanity chair is kind of high. So I dropped
Reach the floor.
I think my lip liner or something. So I reached down to get it, and it was a little high. So I had my feet on the casters of the little stool, and when I went down to get it, I
Oh my
think
God.
I fell out of my chair.
The weight from the feet pushed it your casters.
And I've fallen out of my chair and I hit my nose on the floor. And yeah, that was.
I was gonna say, was this when you were working on what was it, working from home?
No, I was getting ready for work. This happened like 2 months ago.
Oh, just recently.
Yes.
Well,
But
you can't say you laugh at somebody recently. It was literally last night, this morning, whatever.
so I know if I need to pick up
I found
something
him in-
from
But I
the
was
chair.
drinking, so last night.
No,
so.
I wasn't. I was getting ready for work, and that's when I fell. I
Oh,
fell.
so you're just terrible at life.
Yes, me and gravity have problems sometimes. Yes, that's true. Look, I have stories and stories on how I fell and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know if y'all noticed, but around the house, like, that's why Pat puts the lights up everywhere, because I can't see at night. Like my stigmatism.
Oh,
I mean, I can see, but I don't like. I
yes.
prefer to have more lights.
I opened the door, the fucking light turned on. I'm like, what the hell?
Because you being recorded and you ain't touching shit in my house. No, it's just lights.
And then you walk in the hallway, the light turns on. I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
You walk over
that's
here,
why.
the light turns on.
Wow, she takes care of you pretty
She
good.
does
She
take
did. I don't
care
know
of
why.
you.
She's like, no.
She's like meal ticket. She's after the vast
She's
Ruiz
a
fortune.
keeper. That's Ruiz fortune.
I love that y'all laugh about it the way I do. Like they ain't no money.
Wait, but she says she knows where the money's at. She said
She does. Well, that's one stash, and then she knows where the bulk of it is everywhere. So
Yeah.
that bulk of it.
Sounds like we need to get Pat drunk.
no,
Yeah, well, that's gonna be hard though. She
y'all.
never wants to get drunk.
Like I
know.
said, I don't know how she got on the deed to the house.
That's funny.
Because it's like, is all my credit, is all my money down payment, and I'm paying, and she's like,
It's like, I'm the wife. I need to be on there.
she's that one guy that like does no like help on your school projejects, but shows up on the
credit.
podium when you get first place. Like you
I'd
literally
like to
didn't.
thank
you-
everybody.
I even wrote your own name on this damn paper. You didn't even do that.
That's
Got a
hilarious.
speech for the academy and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, we worked really hard on this project. Great job.
Who is this?
Did y'all hear about that? There was a what was it called? Like a intramural team, like in college or something like that, and they call their teams versus what do they name their team something like no team available or something like that,
No team available.
or something like I don't know. It wasn't that, but it was
Yeah.
something to that effect to where if you were like the Sparks versus no team available. Well, people would think that there was nobody going to show, so they wouldn't show up to the game. So no team available would win automatically.
Ah,
Christ.
that's funny.
That's pretty damn good.
Did
right
it
there.
work? I guess
Yeah,
it worked.
it worked a couple times. So they were like, "Wait a minute, they showed up.
Yeah.
What's the name of your team? No team available.
team
whatever."
available.
Like,
Or N/A.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Hey Sandra, did you think at this age that you'll be dating still right now, or
No.
when you were younger you'll be dating in your 50s?
No.
How do you feel about like first dates, second dates, third dates?
Why don't you share a text message that my wife sent
Okay.
you?
So I often go to your
I'm
wife
intrigued.
for advice.
It's
She's
the wrong thing to do.
she's
Look at the level
my
of success.
spiritual companion. She's someone I can bounce things off with, ask for prayer. And so I love her so much. So she was
It
asking
sounds
me.
like you're about to say something real disrespectful about her.
I'm not
With
gonna
all
say
due
something-
respect, she's
no.
dumb as this. What are you gonna say? Because there was a whole lot of pumping up, and that's before you tear somebody
You know
down.
she's hearing by the door.
No.
Yeah, go. I know she's
No.
at the door.
So, your wife asked me how one of my dates went, and I explained to her that that it went really well, and I described who this person was, and that he was a very good guy and had his life together, and he asked me already out on another date for the following Saturday, and that I liked that. That was really good. And so your wife sent me a message, and I'm going to read it verbatim. That's nice to hoe on a third date. You get more relaxed and more excited about seeing each other. Right. And so I was like, so I sent your wife a screenshot of the message that she sent me with the emoji face, like surprised. And I highlighted the word hoe. And I said, can you please explain, ma'am?
Ma'am. Now it's ma'am.
See,
Yeah.
with all due respect, there it is again.
Yeah, I said, ma'am, can you clarify your hoe comments, please? And so she said,
That clip on ESPN. Thank you, Ho. That's her last name. How dare you, ESPN?
and she's like, I'm sorry, to go to go on a third date, and this is not even our third date, but she's just I let that part
But the
go.
whole text message, the whole the whole
I
text
like what you did
message
there.
kind of went in line with her. It's good to hold on a third date.
So yes, so now
People will be hoeing on the first date now. I
yes,
mean, a lot.
I so it's just a joke between our family now that I'm like, oh, third date. Guess what? We can hoe out on the third date
Go out.
because it must be okay. And so yes, that's what she texted me. But she has a what do you call it? A history of sending messages like that maybe they're misspelled or the message is misconstrued
Because
and
of the misspelling.
because of the misspelling, so it takes on a whole new meaning. So yeah, so I gave her a hard time about that, and that was hilarious.
So how do you think, like Sandra, like in high school, how would Sandra in high school talk to Sandra now, or and vice versa? What do you think?
Oh,
What would you think that she would say? Like, what are you doing? Or
What would surprise you? What would
what would
surprise
surprise
her
me? Well,
as a teenager?
as a teenager, that I was still single, like because I for sure thought that I would be married, have my children, and that was just in my head that that's what I was planning to do. Um, and be more of maybe having a man not take care of me, but like just be in that traditional role. But that's not how it worked out. It's not how it worked out at all. I think my younger self would be um, maybe proud of me because my dad and my mother raised me to be very independent, and I had a lot of male figures also that have supported me and protected me throughout my life. And um, it's just not where I thought I would be, but I would be very proud of myself that I've accomplished, and I've raised two healthy, loving, God fearing children. And I think that is a testament to how I was raised and to how I brought them up. Because when they were growing up, I didn't bring men in and out of their life. I focused on raising them and making sure that they were good people.
Well, that's actually pretty good. Like you said, you didn't bring men back and forth in your house and
Hmm.
making sure like every week there was a new daddy in
Right,
the
right,
house.
right. Yeah, I did not do that. That was not my thing. When I got divorced, I promised God that I was going to raise my children and focus all my attention on them and make sure. So in essence, put my life on hold for them, and to make sure that they were going to be well-adjusted human beings because the divorce was very hard on both of them. So.
now, sidebar on that,
Hmm.
real quick, because I'm gonna rabbit hole again, just because there's been always been so many people talking about different things and different aspects on how
Hmm.
when you dedicate so much to your kids, how
Hmm.
sometimes people grow resentment to it.
Hmm.
Did you ever feel that with your kids because you did that?
No, actually,
See, that's what I mean.
I
Because
hadn't. I hadn't because the alternative was my ex-husband. See, my ex-husband, what he did and brought women into their lives, and the uncertainty and they felt maybe not safe or secure, and I always wanted to make sure they had a safe and secure home with me. So, no, I was perfectly fine with that. I was perfectly fine with um, doing that. Now, I did date someone during that time, but I only saw him every other weekend and when I didn't have the kids, and he was perfectly okay with that. So that was fine. But that I did have an outlet. But again, I didn't bring men into their lives.
All right, so you said your teenage surprise will be like you're single, but what else? Like what would freak them out? Like say, okay, I get we're single, but Dan, why did you do this?
And also that I did not entertain men through, like bring men through to try to have a relationship or be married again. Uh, I think my younger self would be surprised that I was able, with the help of course my friends and my family, of course my support of my family, to raise my children by myself. Like to go through all that, and I think also that how strong I am, despite there's growing up and reaching a certain age and going through life's changes, life changes, you know. Um,
Are you laughing because you're making up bullshit, or you?
no, because I say life changes like puberty, but you know, there's another stage that women go through, not only puberty, it's, you know, there's menopause, and menopause is horrible, and that can really mess you up. And so just when I say life changes, because that I was going through that, I learned while, you know, my parents were sick and my mom's dying, then my dad's dying and they both passed. So just going through all that and realizing all the things I was able to handle and how I was able to still advocate for them and still be able to have my children and again make sure that they understand that this is life, and sometimes the life cycle happens and we have no control over it, and for them not to hate God and understand why these things happen. I would be very my younger self would be very surprised that I have I have had so much strength to get through all this, and my younger self also would be surprised that um not surprised, but just that God has brought me through all this. And you know, my younger self wasn't that, not that close to God because we grew up in church, but didn't
No,
wasn't
but you got a
as
point
close
there.
to
I mean,
God.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. We didn't. I
yeah,
mean, because there's people that grew up a lot more religious, obviously, than we
yeah,
did. I mean, don't get me wrong. We kept our toes in the water always,
yeah,
but the amount of submersion that you guys are in now is completely different.
yeah. Yes, for sure.
And might have been one of those things that it's like because we were kids, we were like, well, mom and dad want us to go, we don't really care to
Yeah,
go, and then so stuff like that.
yeah,
But
yeah. No, for sure. And I firmly believe that I would not, even though I was in church and, you know, we were in youth group and we played sports, CYO sports, dances, things like that in church, but knowing how much my faith has impacted my life and has gotten me through those extremely tough times in my life, I don't think my younger self would have been prepared for that or would even know the magnitude that it played on my life and why I'm here today.
So would your younger self be like, "Damn, I need to start drinking, man, because this shit's heavy,
Yeah.
man.
I think
The
my
fuck? I didn't
younger
expect
self
all
would.
this.
I think
I'm just trying to get ready for the
I
prom."
know
my younger self would. I would, if I had any advice for my younger self, would just to have been to
buy stock in Apple.
that too,
That is true.
to
Fuck that
also
shit.
to have a close relationship with God, because that is what
See,
sustained
and that would
me.
have been. I think the younger me would have been surprised if of me now would say, "Hey, do that." I'd be like, "Heck, what are you talking about?"
Yeah.
That would have been
Well, you
surprised. Like,
have
why
to
do you?
trust yourself. Like if you're the older self talking to your younger self, you would
But
innately
you wouldn't
think,
listen to yourself too.
well, but you would innately think like I know what I'm talking about. So if the younger self didn't listen, that's on my younger self, you know, but I am here to tell, you know, if I had a teleport like, hey, like you're going to have to rely on your faith because there's going to be some shit that goes down that you don't think that you're going to be able to handle, and guess what? You're going to be able to get through it because it's not only did my mom pass away that year, a month before that, my father-in-law passed away. 2 months before that, my Tia Linda passed away. 3 months before that, my kids' great grandparents passed away. So it,
Hold on. So right now you're telling her this. She's like, "Wait, what the
yeah,
fuck?
that's why I'm not.
Everybody's dying."
Well, and that's why you wouldn't go into detail, but you were going to say you're going to be going through some stuff that you're going to have to rely on somebody else other than yourself. And you can't rely on your parents as far as comfort and care because you're going to be caring for them.
And
So
by
you're
the
not gonna
way, you're
tell
also
him.
going to be committed.
It's one of those. It's like you're not going to tell them, but you're like, but just so you know, you're not going to be able to have your parents there to always protect you.
Wink,
like, what
wink.
What the fuck does that mean? Hold on.
No, I mean,
Yeah, I know.
and I wouldn't say, I would be like, you're going to go through some stuff that you're going to, like, it's going to be hard, you know? And yes, I mean, yes, they're going to be, your parents are going to be there, but I would not tell my younger self that. I would just say,
Because you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
said my dad passed away, my this passed away,
no,
my Tia Linda
because I'm
passed
trying
away.
That's
to,
just a reference to
that's
you
a
right
reference
now.
to
Yeah.
what, you know, I would,
Who you are now. Yeah.
yes, and I would, because I would try to tell my younger self there are going to be some trials and tribulations and obstacles that are going to be think that you cannot get through, but you will get through them. But you need to be
Well,
strong
why
in
you
your
got to tell
faith.
the younger self you already did that? You already made it through that.
So okay, so Roland, then what would you?
Yeah, what would you tell
Me?
your younger self?
No, no. What would you tell? Like, what would
Or
your
I tell
younger
Sandra,
self be surprised?
we should not move to San Antonio.
Everybody
That's what
dies.
I tell Sandra.
They drank the water.
Just giving it. Maybe in Houston it's something different. And mosquitoes are different.
Let's just move out to Katy.
Like,
To
something
Katy.
like, yeah, buy land
Katie's
in Katy.
attached to Houston already.
Yeah, something about buy land in Katy. Oh.
Oh my God.
Because when I first started learning how to program computers, like in the 3rd, 4th grade, it was on Apples.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, imagine if I'd learned programming back then all the way. Bam.
You'd be a freaking nerd.
I was back then.
But then you'd have like the black. You'd only wear black turtlenecks and jeans
What?
and.
I still have a Depeche Mode haircut.
I actually do a little programming at work. I mean, that's like my work does a lot of program. All we do is programming at work. So I learned some programming from them.
But I mean, like we learned the beginnings of like how to do the stuff like Oregon Trail. We learned how to do that kind of programming. That's how far back it was.
Trail.
Yeah, that first video game, you died of dysentery.
Oh yeah.
No, the first video game was the Apple. Was it Macintosh? It was Apple Macintosh computer. That green one you had, the computer where the helicopter will go and you're like, choo, choo. You see the soldiers be like
Yeah.
walking and just. I would love to. I was in your computer playing that a lot.
The Apple IIc, and then we got the little Apple IIe later on. I think it was. I don't know.
I mean, I thought that was awesome.
That's when we thought we were living the life.
I knew you were living the life.
Well, yeah, because mom and dad, this was like, what, 40 years ago, and they were making like $20 an hour 40 years ago. And then they got screwed out of their jobs. But anyhow, so me, first of all, younger me, but well, let's see, how young is younger me?
So, Sandra, answer that question. How old were you?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, who am I talking to?
What age?
Yeah, what age, Sandra, were you talking to?
I think I would talk to myself as a freshman, sophomore.
As a freshman, sophomore, you were an asshole. So I was there. I remember.
Were you in San Antonio or Houston?
No, I'm just kidding. She was in Houston. Yeah.
Houston still? Mm-hmm. It's like Roland said.
So okay, so
Houston.
then, so yeah.
Because that's before. That's
Go Cardinals.
That's before. Yeah, go Cardinals. That was the time before my move to our abrupt move to San Antonio, and then my grandma Nora passing away. So yeah, definitely freshman, sophomore.
Okay, and that kind of time. First of all, the high school me would be like, "Hey, it took you to like in your late 40s, early 50s to get really fat." I thought it was gonna be sooner. Because I always made fun of my brothers because they would be like, "Dude, it's not funny because it's gonna happen when you get older." It's like, I know, but when I get older,
Yeah.
Right now, y'all are fat and I'm not, so I'm gonna talk shit.
Like they say, be careful what you say.
Oh, I knew it. It's in the genes. Come on, Ray worked it out for a little while, but then he was like, "No, them sandwiches are too good." But they are good. But no, I mean, I think younger me would really be surprised. Like, you're bartending, and how are they letting your fat ass bartend at 50-something years old? You know, like that's crazy. But I mean, no, I mean, I really thought, like I said, because we're talking about the computers and stuff like that. I really thought when I was younger, I was going to go into like either in engineering. I wanted to be an electrical jazz person like mom and dad before me. Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to do something. That's why when I went to U of H, so I was ready for college. I'd spend time in the freaking law library reading just for shits and giggles. Mm-hmm. But then the girls started catching up to me. And I wasn't being hard to chase. But anyhow, but I mean, yeah, I think, like you said, I think they would have been, I would be surprised, like, okay, so you got married, but then you got divorced, mm-hmm. and then you took a long time to get married, but everything's going good. Like, he's going to be like, well, why didn't you just, as soon as you started that, you should have just stayed there. Like, yeah, I know, but I was stupid, and I was working shit out,
So
but yeah.
Okay, so that is my question to you. Okay, so what would you tell your younger self about being authentic to your true self and not wanting to be anybody else but yourself and being your true self, and also telling your younger self, again, with everything that you've been through with your brothers and you've lost and you're losing your brothers, how would you mentally prepare your younger self, or what would you tell your younger self?
Well, see, like my younger self, I mean, like I said, the younger self is who I grew into. So it's for me, I wouldn't mind having a conversation with the guy, mm-hmm. but I would probably not tell him to do much different. Yeah. Just because it's like everything that we've done in our past makes who we are. Yeah. Like, I mean, the furthest I would ever go back is take, for instance, like to after Lily's born. Yeah. I would never change anything, to that point. Yeah. Because I would never want anything different to remove my kids from my life
course.
because that's like you said.
Of
I mean,
course.
I'm not very religious, but I love my kids crazy, stupid.
Right.
All of them. But I mean, it's one of those things. Like take for instance, for lack of a better example, with the LGB people, which here there don't really care, but they want to instill on them like, hey, you can let them do this and this at an early age. But if you do that too early, that can change the
There's a
person they
potential
are.
influence.
Yeah, it's like because so many people back in the days had to go through that struggle, had to go through that fight, and that fight and that struggle is what made them the strong people they are. Because I have a lot of gay friends that have become very successful, and part of it is because of surviving that struggle. But if you go in and tell them, hey, if you do this and do that, it's like it could change everything because it's like the easy road isn't always the best road. It's like, and if you make it too easy, so like I said, I mean, knowing me, I'd just be a smart ass with myself and say, oh, by the way, that one, stick around with that a little more. She's a lot more fun than you think, or. But as far as like my family and I mean, the reasons that I went through everything with like my brothers the way that I did was because like I said, I wouldn't change anything because me and
Yeah.
my brothers,
You lived your lives
we
the way you
lived,
want. Yeah.
a great life together, and
Yep.
So would you tell yourself, because what you said was you'll be surprised that you're bartending and you're in your 50s, right?
Yeah.
But would the surprise be that you're in your 50s and you're able to support your family and you're able to do all that stuff that you thought you'd be doing something else with,
Yeah.
but you're still doing it with something you like and enjoy,
Yeah.
and you meet a lot of new people, and those people are like around you all the time because of your charisma, like
Yeah.
the way you are and all that. So that would be a good thing, wouldn't that?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it could be, like I said,
I mean, you're saying like they're like a surprise, like they're like, oh wow, like, hey, you know what? You're gonna have some struggles, but it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna work out.
You're eventually
Everything's
gonna
yeah,
get
but
gonna
it's
work
one
out.
of those
Everything
things.
works
Like
out.
once again, like I said, like, and it's like they always say, the butterfly effect and thing. You can't change much because like that would be another thing. Because like now I'm telling him, he's like, oh well, then heck, I'll just bartend to college.
No,
Next thing
yeah.
you know, I got 16
Yeah,
kids and
yeah.
a drug addiction, and I smell like Rumplemintz at every family function. It's like
So then, would you say the bartender or not? Because you're the one who said it.
No, you
I
didn't
would I
say
would still
specifics. You would. This is very like you're just you can't say specifics because you'll. I mean, if we're going along with this, you'll change the trajectory of your life. So
No,
you.
but I thought we were just saying like, what would we surprised? Like, what would they be
Oh,
surprised
okay.
at?
Oh, I
Like,
see
what would they
what
be
you
like I
mean.
said. I
surprised?
think my main thing was like okay,
We're
number-
not really giving them
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what
One
would be
thing, like I said, I
surprised?
think the weight it would be like, man, you're getting heavy, which I'm working on it, promise.
Yeah.
And second of all, like I said, that like because like young me, even like when I was younger, and I started moving up the chain at Home Depot, I was still like I didn't want to move up too fast because I was planning on finishing school. To the point to where like, hey, can we move you up? And I'm like, no, I still got school to go to. To where like I said, I thought that was the path, but yeah, like you said, I'd be like, you're bartending. It's like, and what kind of money you're making? It's like enough to
I got a house with a pool.
to buy a house. All my cars are paid for. I bought cars for all my kids. So it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
by the way, they're cut off of buying cars. That's it. They're on their own now.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a time where you got to put your foot
You
down.
get one, they've all wrecked one.
So since we're talking to our teenage self back then, or what would be surprise them, can you remember a time of your life when you felt most alive? And tell me about it.
Most alive.
It could be Roland or Sandra.
Well, mine was that little time when I was like after divorce and before marriage again. That it's like that's like me and my friends. We call it our college years because we didn't really have official college years. But that's when we were always like, it was a frat house. The apartment. At one point, at least 7 people had keys to the apartment. At least. To the point, honestly, most of the days the apartment was just open.
Yeah.
You didn't need a key. It was just open. Nobody's
Nice.
there.
Nice.
And we would always tell people, like, hey, if you're going to swing by, like, hey, is it cool if we swing by the apartment? I got to take a shower. Is it open? It's open. Hey, do you got some beer at the house? Yeah. Go swing by. You know the rules. If you're going to drink it, bring some. At some point, bring some. Fill. But man, we wrecked that apartment so bad. It was amazing. We got evicted 3 times.
You got evicted
At the
3
same
times.
apartment?
Yes.
Wait, so they evicted you, but you came back?
Well, a different person was on the lease, probably, right?
No, but just charming as hell, and just we talked our way out of it.
We're sorry, we won't do it again.
Because yeah, the first time is because the first time we had some people over, we got an eviction notice. So I go and I talk to the lady. I'm like, so what's going on with this? And they're like, well, and mind you, some of the things might have happened, and by some I mean yes,
All of them.
all of these things happened. There was reports of people walking around naked from your apartment.
Were they beautiful though? Did you tell them that? Were
Oh
you
my
There
aroused?
was
God.
there was reports of people peeing off your balcony.
Oh my God.
That's a good one.
A gasp. There's reports of people shooting fireworks off your apartment balcony. And she went on for a little bit, and I was like, oh well, I mean,
All valid points.
you know, I could see where okay, these rules are we against? Are they frowned upon? I mean,
Are they frowned upon?
like
Yeah.
So,
are
like,
these
you're
etched
like,
in stone? I mean, like
should they move to the bottom floor then?
it didn't. It's like, well, in my defense, they weren't specifically set on the lease. So, had you put that on the lease, I would never have. I mean, no one would have ever peed off the balcony. No, but no. So I was like, well, I go if that's what you got to do, I understand. I go, but understand this: I was out of town, and my roommate stayed the weekend with his girlfriend. So but if that's what I mean. If that's what you feel like you got to do, I understand. You got to do your job, and I'm not here to, cause. But I'm just letting you know that we weren't there. It's like, well, all the neighbors around you seem to have said the same thing, and I was like, well, I mean, it was. I mean, maybe it was. I don't know. I go, but
I
it
wasn't
wasn't us.
there.
But it's like
Yeah.
we understand that if that's what you feel like you got to do. We get it. We understand. We're not, going to be jacks about it. And so she's like, well, just just do us a favor. If anything, like, just try to keep anything from like that from happening if it's over there. And it's like,
Try
well,
to keep it. How about don't do it again?
she wasn't trying to draw land in the sand. She was trying to like give us like,
Jeez.
hey, she was trying to be a little cool. And so we're like, yeah, so sure. So this is like, that happened. So the next weekend we had another little get together. Next day, eviction notice. You got to be out by the end of the month. It's like, oh, all right, well, that's the end of that, I guess. So we had another little get together that day. So people came over the next day.
What could you lose?
Whack, you got to be out by the end of the week.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Damn.
Like, woo, man.
Y'all deserve
So then you
that.
threw another
Oh
party.
yeah, we did.
Yeah,
oh
we
yeah,
did, yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Oh, and we left half of our crap in the apartment. We're like, I'm not taking that. You know what we did to that couch?
Ew.
Oh my God. All those naked people are walking around.
And they're gonna have to replace that carpet.
Oh my God. So you all must have got a bill at the end.
Oh well, sure. Good luck finding us.
That's
Because the next lease, neither one of us could get a lease after that. So we're like, where are you gonna find me? I don't live anywhere right now.
I don't live anywhere.
oh,
That's when I moved in with Kobe. She
Bryant?
took me in, Nicole. She's like, fine, I'll get a 2-bedroom, but don't you be pissing off
Yeah,
on my
don't,
balcony.
yeah.
But that was the beginning of the cooling off because she would keep me under control.
nice.
But yeah, it was,
So that was the time of your life right there. Living free.
we were in a softball league, and it was just recreational. But when we went in completely recreationally, like we just wanted to have fun. So we like had as a team one day we wore like Hawaiian shirts. That was our uniform that everybody wore.
Why?
Another day it was like a plaid shirt day or something like that. Write something on a t-shirt day. Just wear whatever t-shirt and write a number or whatever the heck you want. We had funny hat day.
Funny hat day.
So whatever hat you could find or whatever that was a little different.
Yeah.
Pappy wore he made a turban out of a towel and played in that.
A turban out of the towel. That's awesome.
But yeah, so it's like, and it was funny. There was one time that one of the umpires, he was out there, and it's like, and we had seen him while we were waiting. And usually after the games, the guys, they all switch out, and one of the guys just stayed on. And we're like, joking, talking with him. They're like, I thought you guys only worked one game. He's like, yeah, but I saw it was you guys, and I just volunteered to stay. He's like, you guys cracked me up. You guys cracked me up.
Yeah.
But the one that we got pissed off about, this is the only time that we got mad playing in this freaking little league. Because like I said, we would have Chinese fire drills to where, like, if somebody called it out, you'd have to switch positions. So everybody would rotate.
Yes.
Like, outfield would come in, blah, blah, blah. We had a little thing for it. So, like, and you can call it any time.
Yeah.
So if we changed, 6 times in the game, we would.
Yes.
Just because somebody called it, we got to do it.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so that was one of the things. But so we never really took the game too serious. And we played this one team that was like, you could tell that they literally got together and said, hey, just let him keep pitching to you, because the pitcher was Jamie, usually. And because he was the least athletic. So he's like, just let me pitch all the time because I'm not going to run.
I'm not going to.
But he wasn't the greatest pitcher. So they would just let him pitch to you and we'll walk. And then when we max scored, we'll walk out. So that's what he did. It's like, we're all like, you're not even going to swing. It's like, are y'all getting paid for this? Because we're not. We're here to have fun. And they're all just like, just let him pitch to you. He can't pitch. And we're like, we know.
We know.
Like by the second inning, we're already partially drunk, because like the dugout in between innings, when it's your hit, everybody goes to the dugout. No, we go to the bar, like come back with pitchers, and we're sitting behind the dugout because you can't take beer into the dugouts.
Yeah.
So we're all sitting back there. Whose turn? Oh shit! Run from the dugout, from the bleachers on the wind.
The bleachers.
Yeah, because like I said, you couldn't take the beer into the dugout. So it's like,
so you all would hang out out the dugout. Wow.
And then it used to be $3, you call it, on Wednesday nights, and that's the night we played league. So we'd be telling everybody, hey guys, $3 you call it, come join us afterwards. A lot of people would come to the softball field and come join us, like, man, y'all are great. Like, just a bunch of guys sitting around like, let's play softball. Let's get hammered and throw balls at each other.
Like, I want to do this. So was this the apartment where the guy lost his shoe and he went back to find it, or was it his truck?
No, that's okay. That's a different. Wow, that's true. Then
that's true.
No, wow, because there's a shoe story, there's a truck story, and there's
wow.
Oh my gosh.
So I want to hear all these stories.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, so in my mind, the shoe story is we're floating down the river, and we're all freaking drunk and shit like that. And I took my shoes off, put them in a bag, and they're in the thing. So I'm just kind of chilling, and I'm just drunk, and here comes a little polo boot floating in the water, like, hey guys, I found a shoe, like fucking Cinderella, gonna put it on. Oh, it fits. Oh, just waiting for my prince. Ha ha. Joking around, we're all drunk, being stupid, right? So we continue to float, and I hear somebody in the distance. Anybody find a boot? Anybody? I was like, what's that? Antonio. You remember? Oh, was that what they name in Overboard, where they talk about that he would?
Oh, I know what you movie,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I can't remember if it was Antonio.
Yeah.
Arturo.
Yes.
Arturo. It's Arturo. So I start, paddling over, like, I found your boot. He's like, you found my boot. And he's all freaking hammered too. And I get closer. Jason, Roland. I knew this guy.
You knew the person?
Oh my God.
So he's like, oh man, thank you, bro. And I gave him back his shoe. He's like, here, have a drink with me. Gatorade. I was like, oh cool, I could use some electrolytes.
Yeah.
Electrolytes.
It was half Everclear, half Gatorade.
Oh my God.
Like,
but it had the Gatorade.
yes. So
That's
I mean,
true.
hey,
You're being responsible.
Balance.
Yes.
Life is about balance. Yin and yang. The force.
I never
the dark
tried
side.
whiskey and Gatorade.
Don't you have Gatorade?
Ugh.
Not right now.
Oh man,
I already
I was gonna
hydrated.
bring one.
You had
too
it last night.
I was hydrating.
You had it yesterday.
I had
I
two
didn't hydrate
Gatorades
nearly.
yesterday.
I didn't hydrate nearly enough yesterday.
Well, I
Man, but I
suffer
held
with
up pretty good. I was like, until y'all, and then y'all left, and I started like, and I was lonely, and so I got tired. I was like, it's just me and Pat now. She's no
just
fun.
you and your wife.
Yeah,
No,
her.
that's-
So anyhow, so that's the shoe story to me. The truck story.
All right.
The truck story to me is we were. I think it was after another softball league, actually, after one of the softball games. So we went back to Chris and Mario's apartment, I think, whose apartment
Mario.
it was. It's a Mario.
It's a Mario.
And we get up in there, and everybody like takes their bags, go in the apartment and change, come back. Well, Chris goes, and he's like, crap. And he's like, we're all like, what? He's like, I think I locked my keys in my truck. And we're like, he's like, we're all like, you sure? He's like, well, I think so. So, everybody's looking, seeing things in the truck. Everybody goes back to the apartment. Everybody's looking through the bags. Maybe I picked them up by accident. And nobody can find him. He's like, shit, man. He's like, they're in there. God dang it. So he climbs in the back of his truck, and he's got his little Ranger. It had the little slide window in there.
Yes.
So he's trying to push at it, and he's trying to see if he can get it open and stuff like that. And he's like, I can almost get it open, man. I just need to. And I was in the back of the truck, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, I found him.
I found them.
I found him. Thank you.
He had him in his fucking pocket the whole time.
Like, wasn't that the first place you check?
It's like,
You would think, right?
He
You would
needed
think.
to walk through the
oh,
steps.
Chris.
Yeah.
I was like, oh boy. And I was like, I am so glad I'm in the bed of the truck with you.
Yep.
He found him there in his fucking pocket. Stupid ass mother.
He goes, I found him.
He's all nice
found
and calm,
him.
like, I found him.
So then now the story I like.
Okay, so
What story is this?
so I had gone out. I don't know how me and Scotty weren't together this day, but I was drinking with other friends apparently,
Yeah.
and Scotty's it was me and Scotty and Aaron were living in an apartment together, and Aaron went out of town, so Scotty had her truck for the weekend, and I think like I was working, he was working, and then we ended up just drinking different places. And so I get home in the morning, or in the, I get home, wake up the next morning, and Scotty's passed out in the living room with one shoe on.
One shoe.
And so I'm like, okay, and part of me like I wasn't terribly surprised because this seemed like a natural occurrence with us.
Right.
So I was
Losing
like,
a shoe.
so
Yeah.
later on, it's like after I wake up, I get we get something to eat, and now I see. I was like, hey, by the way, you were asleep in the living room. You only had one shoe on. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, so what was the name? Baker Street, and we lived right down the street there on Gardendale, I think it was. Anyhow. So he's like, oh, like we went up to Baker Street and, and then I got, fucking drunk and shit. And then, so I'm walking home and, it starts raining. So I fucking start hauling ass and I step in this big ass fucking puddle.
And he lost his shoe.
And he's like, and I couldn't get it out. And I tried to reach in there, but it was just raining too hard.
Oh
So I was
my
like, screw
God.
it. And he says, so I just left it. So I just ran the ways to the home. And then I got here and I just kind of like I fell down and then I just passed out. And I was like, oh, okay. What'd you do with Aaron's truck? Oh, fuck, that's right. I drove last night.
Oh my
He walked
God.
home and didn't have to. He had her truck. I go, man, if you're that fucked up, maybe it's better that you didn't
best that
run
you
it."
didn't
But it's
drive.
he's like, oh, that's right. I had the truck.
Oh my God.
Now, did he ever get his shoe back?
I believe it's still buried in a puddle out there somewhere. It's time capsuled. Someone's going to find it. Another Cinderella story. Someone's going to try, like, do you have one of these shoes?
So, Sandra, what was the time that you felt most alive?
Most alive. It's a very good question.
Here, I'll interfere with while you think about it. Just for the record, I could go on with a long time with these goddamn stories with me and them guys.
Well, while Sandra thinks, why don't you go with one more story then you have there?
Oh, let's see.
Not
Yeah.
to put you on the spot, but
Okay, let's see. What's
One
another
more
one?
story.
Okay, so we're there at the apartment we got kicked out of one time. And so we're there, and
hold on. I'm sorry. Which apartment was this?
this is the apartment that's behind the Walmart at Fortune and Evers.
Oh, okay.
I know
Okay,
about, yeah.
all right.
And so we're there one time, and we're all drinking and stuff like that. And then we're like, hey, let's go swimming. Pool's locked. Don't care. Let's go. So we all go grab some beers, jump the fence. We're sitting at the pool. Buddy of ours shows up with these two girls. They were strippers. But they were off duty, so they were being all like, we're not going to take our clothes off. Because we're like, why don't you get in the pool? And they're like, we don't have bathing suits. Like, nobody has bathing suits. Everybody's on their underwear. Just get in. Yeah. We're like, oh, well. And they're like, or you can get in naked. And they're like, okay, yeah, right. Like, why don't one of y'all get naked? Pappy immediately pulls his trunks off, slaps him on the counter, like, keeps drinking beer. Like, done, bitch.
God almighty.
So we're all just sitting there. And so after a little bit, we're just drinking, and we forgot about the girls. We forgot about Pappy. We're just drinking. Well, security see a flashlight comes. Security comes, unlocks the door. And he's like, hey, guys, like, oh, we're sorry. We started pouring up beer. He's like, no. You guys don't got to pour your beer out. He goes, but you can't be here. It's after hours, He's like, so y'all got to go. And so, well, he didn't come in. I take it back. He went to the fence and just told us from the
You
distance.
told us from the fence, yeah.
He's like, got to pour out your beers, guys. I can't do anything. But I don't care about that. But you can't be in the pool after hours. And so y'all got to go.
That guy's very considerate.
Cool.
Yes,
So it's like, so we're cool.
considerate.
So we go, and there we are all putting ice chest back over, jumping the fence and yada, yada, yada. And then here comes Pappy. Fucking shorts on his shoulder, butt ass naked. Jumping the fence like you are not going to jump.
Jump the fence.
You're not going to jump. You ain't going to butt ass naked
Wall
jump
eye
this
everywhere.
fence.
Oh my God.
And like this motherfucker is jumping the fence naked.
Good thing he didn't fall.
Oh, man, yeah, or get like wedged in there. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he proceeds to go back to the apartment. And we had one of the little collapsible chairs, little folding chairs. He just plops in there and he's just sitting there drinking. Like, you could put your shorts on now. It's like, no, I'm good. It's like, you fucking asshole just sitting there, fajitas everywhere.
Ew.
Yes, I'm good. Sandra, did you think of anything yet?
Yes, I did.
All right.
So
Had the time I'm giving you intro music for your story. Go.
there was I was in my 20s. It was before I got married, and way before I got married. And there was six of us. There's three couples that went to where we're traveling.
6 couples.
No, there was six of us. There's three couples.
Oh, three couples with pineapples
I was
and
flamingos.
No
flamingos
pineapples,
everywhere.
no flamingos.
Suspicious bowl by the front door.
But we were at the time, my best friend, her dad was vice president of Gabriel Liquor Store, so he sent us with cases of beer, a case of like tequila, a case of other stuff, like all kinds of stuff.
How old were you at this time?
Like 20, probably 21, 22, 22, 20, 22.
Just make sure you're old enough.
No, I was 20.
For those that are, you should always wait.
No,
till you're
I was like
21 to
22
drink.
or 23. Okay, so because my boyfriend was a year younger than me, so I know I was at least 22 or 23. I'm not gonna say his name. So we went and we traveled to in a rodeo, like what are those rodeos? What were they called?
Amigos,
Rodeo.
amigos, or
No,
the
but
rodeo?
what was it? called?
Isuzu?
Isuzu
It's like,
rodeos.
what was it called? It was called a rodeo.
Yeah, so we traveled to New Orleans, and for the most part, we were going to be a whole week over there, so we were staying on Bourbon Street the whole week except one day. We had to stay at
Actually,
West.
on Bourbon Street?
Yes, we were
wow.
staying at
Nice.
except one day we couldn't get consecutive days. We had to stay in West Bank, which is the rough part of New Orleans, right over the bridge. But anyway, so we got there and we have all this liquor. So what ended up happening is that we go sightsee every day in the morning or wake up, go sightsee, come back, take a little rest, pre-game, get ready to go out pre-game, and then go out for the evening, like at 10 or 9 or whatever, to Bourbon Street. And we would take shots. Like we were taking shots of tequila, of Jose Cuervo, shots.
And she refused to do tequila with me.
Listen, well, this is where it stemmed from. This is where it was born. So this is where me and Jose broke up because
She said the name.
Oh, there it was.
no, Jose Cuervo. Me and Jose broke
Jose
up.
Cuervo.
Damn it,
Oh,
we,
okay.
thought, we thought we got her.
No,
Shit.
this is no.
Dang it.
Man, that was
So
pretty good.
it-
You set us up. Shit.
It seemed like as
look
if
so dumb right now.
every day someone got the drunkest, right? And so we'd rally around him and make sure that person was okay and safe and blah, blah, blah. Well, the day that and it just happened like that. The day that I got the drunkest, what I remember is we went to like one of the bars, whatever, and I was lighting cigarettes backwards. I don't smoke. And then when I was dancing with my boyfriend, I was burning him in the head with the cigarette that I don't smoke, that I lit backwards. We were drinking the frozen drinks from the place, and they had like 151 in it, right? Like super strong alcohol. So after partying on Bourbon Street for a while and everything, I blacked out at some point, but I was still functional, which is really scary. And apparently we went to the House of Blues, saw Blues Traveler perform. I was in line like to the restroom, making friends with all these girls, getting their numbers, taking pictures, whatever, and I don't remember any of that. So, but that week was great because we had so much fun and just exploring, and again but that is the time where me and Jose broke up because we had so many shots of tequila that week, like I will not take shots of tequila to this
You
day.
take all them trashy men back, but you won't take Jose back. How dare you?
Yeah, I won't take Jose
How
back.
dare you?
But apparently you had a good time and you were meeting people. You went to places. You saw the Blues Travelers. Wouldn't that be a good
Exactly.
thing?
Jose seems like he treated you right.
I do not like the fact that people told me what I did. I had no clue. I was functioning, which is very weird to me. I was making friends. I was walking and going to these places, but I had no recollection. So I don't like that feeling. I don't want people to tell me what I did. I want to know what I did.
Sounds very biblical.
But you could get that
When
from
there was
any
only-
liquor.
When there was only
Well,
when
that's
there was
why I
only
don't drink liquor.
2 footprints in the sand, that is when I carried you. That's Jose.
That's Jose Carey.
They got passages about that in the Bible just for Jose.
No,
that is when I carried
me and
you.
Jose, we broke up. That's the year that me and Jose broke up.
Sounds like a you problem. You're blaming him. That's typical woman
Yeah.
reaction.
Nothing.
What's that bottle
This
there?
one does
Fuck
say his
that. We're
name
not
right
doing
there.
Jose. No, no, no.
I think it's shot.
No. Just the smell of it just gives me
Pop
Oscar.
that bottle open, Roman.
Nope.
There.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
So yeah, you want me to like do like black out and not remember the next day what I did? That is Jose. Get me Jose, but I will not
Jose.
take it. Jose.
Well, then don't come on, man. Don't say.
No,
say.
well, I'm just
if
saying.
you want to, you're like, and then
No.
we want to, and you're like,
Well,
no. Then that's defeats the purpose.
I'm like, whiskey got me that. Tequila got me like that.
I don't drink
Beer
whiskey.
got me
I don't
like
drink.
that. Blue Moon
I
got
don't
me
drink.
like that.
No,
There's
I
been,
don't drink liquor.
Ooh, there's
Yeah, I got
all
a lot
types
of.
of. I mean,
liquid
No.
cocaine's. Oh my god.
The cocaine.
No liquid cocaine.
I'm like, what are
I'm
we
like,
talking about
what?
now?
I have never messed with like.
Nobody. No, we're not.
I don't
drug
like
people
cocaine.
here.
I just like the way it smells. No,
No.
I'm just kidding.
I'm like, what?
You're not supposed to smell it, Rowan.
No, because he sniffs it.
That's the point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling James. Oh my God. Yeah. So yeah, that was a great time. That we had fun. Again, it just so happened that somebody got drunk, and I remember the time when my best friend's boyfriend got drunk. We went back to the hotel, and the TV was on, and it was like static or whatever. I don't know. And my best friend's like, "Don't turn off the TV, because if you turn off the TV, he'll get sick." I'm like, so he was already asleep. He was already asleep, and I'm like, I can't fucking sleep with that shit turned. As I turned it off, so then I turned it off. He throws up.
Can you imagine that?
Exactly. Oh, I'm like, what the fuck did I just say?
He threw up
What the
on one
fuck
of
did I
our
just
friends' suitcases, and it seeped into the suitcase. Oh, it was a whole mess.
Boy.
Oh,
But it was-
Alexander, you buying me leaving the damn TV on next
I
time,
told
you
you.
dumbass.
And
I
then
told you.
when we had to go to West Bank, one of the days that we didn't have a reservation, like our reservation was broken up, right? Because we didn't have it consecutive days. We had one day where we had to go to West Bank across. It was 4th of July week, so we went across West Bank to. It was a harder part of town, so we had 2 queen beds, and there were 6 of us. And actually, there was
Pineapple?
2 couples, and then the third couple, they weren't together; they were single. But anyway, so we pushed the beds together, and we had went
It
out.
happened.
No.
Oh,
We had went out, and
Dear
we
Penthouse Forum.
and we came back, and so we're like, oh, we're pushing the beds together, because when we were going,
There's so
when we,
many
at the other
bodies.
hotel, people had to take turns sleeping on the floor. We had blankets
Take
and
turns.
stuff, right? So they're like, nobody's sleeping on the floor today. We're gonna push these beds together, and we're all gonna sleep in the bed. Well, this one guy that
it
was
always starts with that.
That's how it like, yeah,
From
yeah.
band camp, right?
I was
I thought
I
that
was
was my leg.
I was dating someone, so we're all of us, and 6 of us in the bed, and next to me was this one guy, the single guy, and I woke up, and I remember him being butt ass naked, and I'm like,
Oh, so you blacked out again?
no, I did not black out. He
That's
blacked
what you
out.
say.
Yeah,
No.
that.
No, so yeah,
I was
so
blacked
You were
out.
blacked out.
I
How
did
can
not
you
know
remember?
what I did.
Yeah, exactly.
no, I didn't black out that night. It was him that.
Oh,
'cause
you
he was
remember
sleeping there.
everything.
No,
How did you not remember him getting naked then?
Oh God, because I was ready to sleep in the bed. He came
Oh,
afterwards.
like, oh, I feel this happening, but I'm not waking up.
Shut up.
That's how you women do it. Yeah, like, oh, no, excuse me, I don't like this.
No, so we had a great time. It was
Wait, are you at the edge of the bed, or are you towards the middle? the
No, I
second?
was-
Which part of the sandwich were you?
No,
Like, were
I
you
was-
bread or you meat?
it was where he got into bed.
she
He
was
was at
meat?
the edge, and then it was me, then my boyfriend, and the other.
Wait.
couples.
It was him, you.
and then my boyfriend
Why was he
On
with
the
you?
outskirts,
on
yeah.
the
like,
out.
oh,
He was on the out because he came to bed really late. Like I don't know. I was already asleep.
He had a plan.
And so
But
he-
so did you make room for him?
Yeah,
For him?
like there was room. I didn't make room. I was just wherever he wanted to sleep. Like I didn't say, hey, come sleep here.
But there was room.
There was room, so he just.
Why
fell
wasn't
asleep
there room next to
Yeah.
right next to the girl he was not with, but the other single person?
Because she was on the other side in the middle somewhere. I don't
I feel
know.
like Sandra
Oh,
left him
so
room
she
on
knew what
purpose.
she was doing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You had a
You
plan.
knew what you were doing. She knew what she
I
was
was
doing.
asleep
She was like,
already.
oh, one in,
I
one
am
in
not-
front, one in back.
I am
This
a
is gonna work.
woman type of man. I mean, one woman.
So it was a
one man
centipede.
type of woman.
So you did the centipede then.
Oh, man.
First of all, that's disgusting. No, I'm just telling
Hey,
you.
if
I
you do
woke
it
up and
right,
he was
it's
there.
like-
Okay, so then what happened next? What happened next?
Nothing. He woke up. I'm like, get your ass
Nothing?
out.
Oh, then how do you get butt ass naked?
How did? Okay, so you
I
woke
fell
up.
asleep.
And you didn't
yes.
feel him moving around and shaking his drawers off?
We had been drinking. I did not.
Remember?
Oh,
No.
See, there. Mhm.
I don't remember.
That's what
I was
he-
Jose Cuervo
Y'all
was
are
still.
missing the point.
I think
No, I think you got the point.
I
I think you got it pretty good.
It's nothing.
My
no,
back was not.
there's
My
no.
back was not to him. Let me just put it that way.
Well, it didn't.
Your
sorry.
back was to who?
There's a lot of different. We can, there's, I'm just.
Have
We
you
were
ever put your
asleep.
2 fingers in that little thing you can't get out
You
right
ever,
there?
you ever been to Walmart? There's more than one door.
There's an exit in.
The grocery side, pharmacy. Did he go in through the grocery or the pharmacy side?
Nothing happened.
That you remember?
No, I remember he
Are
was.
you trying to convince us or yourself?
exactly.
No, I'm telling you the facts.
Dear Sandra.
He was the one that was the drunkest.
Let me
that
write
night.
you a letter about what happened last
Oh
night.
my
Nothing.
Jesus!
That's why you broke up with Jose Cuervo
Yes.
because of that incident.
No, not that
Oh,
incident. My incident where I didn't remember. That
Oh,
night.
so she didn't remember. See?
No, I didn't
She just
drink.
said it.
No, nope. That was after the night I got super duper drunk, and I'm like,
Super duper.
I am not gonna get super duper drunk again. So I eased up on Jose. I'm like, nope. I'll take a couple
so
of
it's
shots.
eased up
but,
on him now.
well, no, that back then, but that's that week where I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it anymore. No Jose for me.
Okay, so when you woke up, how was that? Like, what happened when you all woke up?
I'm like, dude, you're fucking naked. Get the hell out and put some clothes on.
Get the hell out of what? Hold
The
on.
bed.
didn't want to say that. I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it. I was like, oh my God.
Sandra.
Was your boyfriend crying on the side there? Like,
No, he was upset. He's
Why-
like, hey.
Oh,
Why
he
did
was-
you
he was-
make me watch?
He was like,
You
hey,
make
put
me
some clothes
watch.
on, guy.
You could at least let me even
you just kept saying, I don't remember this.
Oh my
This
god.
isn't
remember
it.
this.
You made me a sandwich and say, get yourself comfortable.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
What kind of sandwich did you make him?
I didn't make him no sound.
Well, I was going to ask you, what is the most adventurous thing you've done? But I think I got it.
Yeah, man, yeah.
No.
I think I got that.
Yeah,
No,
like,
Like,
no.
all those smashed
Let's
into
all
one.
just, what are we all going
No.
to do in this one big
No.
bed?
Why don't we
What
just
about
push the
you-
beds
wait,
together?
What about
Oh.
you?
We just push these beds
Hey,
together.
What about you?
What about me?
What about what made you feel? What was the question?
I never had.
Not my experience.
Like, I've been married a long time.
No, I don't have your
I
experience.
didn't have any
no.
fun.
No, I'm
I didn't have any fun. I've been
person.
married for 20 something.
Oh my god.
I didn't do anything fun.
Oh my god.
No.
Yes, you did.
So, Roland, what is the most adventurous thing you ever done?
Let's see, adventurous. I'm not much of a risk taker. I mean, except for like. Well,
Wait a minute.
I'm
You're, that
I'm
that
just
those
not even gonna-
stories in your apartment had to be adventurous.
Yes.
No, they were just there. Adventurous, like you go out and find some, I'm thinking that it's got to be like more of a danger aspect to an adventure. You know what I mean? You know, like you said, like when you go blackout, you're like, wow, I
Yeah.
did what?
Yeah.
See, that's an adventure. The only time I think I got blackout was I bartended a wedding.
Wait a minute. Did you black out during the wedding? As
No.
being the bartender?
Hello.
Who hired this guy?
And
And where's my wife?
And why is he making so much money? Well, because, and like you said, it's like, I mean, so I'm sitting there and they're like, hey, just pour the drinks. You know, you're not bartending, you're just serving drinks. But it's like, sometimes you can't help but, get to know people a little bit. So,
I thought you were gonna say I can't help but just to drink.
we were drinking too. Because they said, if you're going to drink, just, don't get drunk or nothing like that. 'Cause
Well-
this is the beginning of the story. Let me get to the good part. Back to the good part.
We never interrupted you
I'm
during
sorry.
the
No,
story.
My
I didn't
bad.
want to
I'm
because you started
sorry.
bringing Jesus into it. And I'm
Oh,
like, I
my
can't
God.
interrupt Jesus.
We interrupted you so many times.
No shit.
Jackass.
So, I'm sorry for interrupting you.
So I'm sitting there drinking, and these people, everybody keeps coming up, and they start coming up more because every time I go, they come up, I'm talking shit with them. I have this little window, surprisingly, because like there's a main room, and then there's like a balcony outside, and there's a window right here, and so it's like people like start tapping on it. I'm like, yes, I'll go ahead and pull up to the next window. I'll get your order. And so people are joking, so they start coming in the window. Can we get like 2 glasses of this and blah? Like, yeah. So like you're gonna pull up to the next window, get you ready, But so we're doing that, and so at the end of the night, they were like, first of all, the guy that ran the shit, like, how did you make so much money? It's like, because it's my fucking job.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I talk shit. That's the only reason I'm good at this. So he's like, okay, well, guys, just so y'all know, we're gonna collect everybody's tips. You get $250, and then we split all the tips together too. Yeah. So I mean,
Oh,
hey,
oh
that
my
was a plan in the beginning, which I didn't
Okay,
care.
got you.
He goes, also, whatever bottles are open, y'all can have, and if anybody wants any particular bottles, you can take them as long as they're open. All the sealed ones need to be returned to me, and they go back to my inventory because the ones that are open, I'm already charging for, so they're paid for.
Right, right.
So we all sit around and we clean up the stations, and we're taking shots and stuff like that. And so I've been drinking all day, and this was before I started realizing that I could take little baby shots, because back then it was like every time free shot, bam, boom. So finish up, take my bottle of Crown, drive back to the bar to Clicks, and I vaguely remember getting there, and this is when the blackout happened. So I get there, and I'm walking around, and they're like, "Ro, what's up?" And I'm like, "Hey, what's up your face, man?" So I got into the bar, and I'm go in, and I'm all, "Woo, yeah," because I'm like, I barely remember getting there. And so, being that everybody knew me at the bar, and I think I was working there already, yeah. They were like, "You can come in, you're going to drink water, you're not going to drink anymore, and somebody's going to drive you home later." It's like, "What do you mean I'm not going to have to drink anymore?" And I'm like, no, you're not going to drink anymore. So I was like, whatever, that's fine, whatever. And there was like a band playing, so I'm all walking around there like, yeah, so you're social butterfly and just kind of flopping around the whole fucking stumbling and shit like a dumbass. And it's like, and then we had to, we thought about kicking you up. We're like, no, we can't. We got to save him. It's like, this is our brother. We got to take care of him. It's like, because you were going up to people and taking drinks from them and giving them back.
Oh
But
my God.
it was people I knew though. It wasn't just strangers and shit. But they were like, "Rose, stop," because everybody's like, "Stop doing that."
Oh
And I'm
my
like, "Hey,
God.
I'm thirsty, man." Shh.
You're like, there's COVID in the future.
Exactly.
You don't know what you're doing.
You don't even know. You don't even know.
Oh my God.
But yeah, and so I stumble around, and they finally and like, there's like, "You know what? Hey, before this goes any further, Ro, give us your keys." And I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "Because you're not going to drive. Someone's going to drive you home." And I'm like, "No, I'm fine." They're like, "No, you're not." So I'm like, "Fine." So I give my keys, go on about my day. Bar's closing down. This is what I heard. They told me later. So we're closing down the bar, and everybody's like, "Where's Ro?" It's like, he's probably outside or something, talking to somebody or doing whatever. They're like, "All right, well, it doesn't matter. We got his keys, so he can't leave." So they keep cleaning, blah, blah, blah. And then Chuck comes in, and he's all talking to them and blah, blah, blah. And they're all like, "So, yeah, but it doesn't," and they're like, "Well, where's Roland at?" And they're like, "Oh, he's out somewhere. Like, it doesn't matter. We got his keys." And Chuck's like, because even back then, I always had a tendency to have like 2, 3 cars just because. Mm-hmm. So he's like, that fucker Roland has like 2, 3 sets of keys all the goddamn time, right? They're like, "What do you mean?" It's like, he's got 2, 3 cars at the house, and a lot of times he just brings different sets of keys depending on what car he's driving. So he's like, "Shit." So he goes out there. He's like, "Yeah, he's fucking gone."
He's gone.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
do not remember driving home. And yeah, exactly. Like, my car was like, "I got you, boo, but we can't keep doing this." But
Wow.
so I get back to the apartment, and I cuss out my roommate the next morning or that night, because I'm banging on the door like, "Hey, you locked me the fuck out. What the fuck?" And blah, blah, blah. "This is fucking bullshit. I live here too," and blah, blah, blah.
You lock me out.
And, next day my roommate's like, "I tried to tell you," like, "what?" It's like, "How can I lock you out if you got your keys?"
Was thinking the same thing.
And I look, and I was like, oh,
Damn it.
my apartment keys are on the other set of keys that I left over there. So it's like, I was like, so that
I don't
does-
have my keys.
So that does make sense. Like, "Oh, my bad." He's like, "That's cool, man." It's like, "You're being an ass." I go, but he goes, "After you calm down," I was like, "Come on, let's have a beer." And you were like, "Okay."
Okay.
But yeah, but it was just like, I was all, "You locked me up. You can't lock me out of my fucking apartment.
Okay,
This is
Bill,
bullshit." Blah. He's like, "Dude, shut up, dude."
Oh my God.
Man, those are some good times right there, Roland. Shoot. Even though you don't remember that one.
Yeah, no. And they told me, I was like, "Wow, man, I'm a lot more fun than even I know."
Do you have any times like that,
Then what?
James? Like some,
I don't remember.
or any like good times that you.
I remember this one time in band camp. No, I was in Houston. And I wasn't part of the store. I was like in the corporate world, where I was the traveler for it was a company that they had. And so I was above a lot of people, So, and I held a good position. Oh, so they're like, "Hey, James, come over here, like hang out with us," because I was like, "You a social butterfly in Houston?" You're like, "Hey, yeah, cool, let's do it." So I'm there, right? Again, I didn't really drink much in Houston because I was always trapped. Well, I did. No, I did.
I didn't drink a lot. Oh yeah,
I did. I just drank too much in a short little time because I thought it was badass. I'm like, drink. Give me another beer. Give me another beer.
You were a
give me drink.
badass, bro.
I'm here to tell you were.
And just then you knew.
So anyway, I got drunk fast. And I'm like, fuck. I didn't realize I just having a good time. And I'm like, let's go party. Let's come on, guys. So apparently I was told, you might have heard the story already by now, that I spilled a whole pitcher on my partner that I work with, because we both were field trainers. So
A picture of what?
a beer. Completely on her. Not just a little bit.
His partner, that's what they called it before everything became all LGB. You're a gentleman.
I forget her name. I forget her name. Mm-hmm. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
She identified as a she. That's cool.
That's good. She did find
You're progressive, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
and it was a whole picture, again, completely on her. I'm like, fuck. I mean, I didn't know that. And I'm like, I sucker. And took off and went, party somewhere else.
Damn.
So, like Sandra said, I was told that I was going to these tables, going, hey, what's going on, partying? Like, moving my hips on them and all that.
That's
the
called
next
sexual
table
assault,
and all that. And I'm like,
and no part in my stories did I talk about sexual assault, brother. Man, what the hell? Let me put these hips on
And then
you,
I went
baby.
back to the table and spilled another pitcher on her.
Oh my God. I would have knocked you out, man.
So apparently I was having too good of a time. I was spilling drinks everywhere, talking to everybody in the bar and all that. And
You were just on it.
yeah,
So,
then
that's the last time you got kicked out of Applebee's.
Applebee's.
and this goes to the next story that you all know. This is where I had my fight with the Bushes.
Oh yes, I was gonna say, I remember a story about something about fighting. Yeah, okay, so let's
So
roll.
this is what happened with the Bush. Oh, I mean, I'm not going to that story. I'm just saying that
Oh.
that was. Well, let's we tell it.
Yes, tell it.
That's
Might
what
as
say. You
well.
brought it up now. Everybody's
you
like
gotta-
inquiring minds.
Yeah.
All right, so then here I am in Houston. So we're going to Roland's mom's house because she's watching our kids in Houston while me and my wife go enjoy ourselves together as a couple, presenting ourselves, And my wife's off, stand here, don't get off for anything. I'm going to get the kids. We're going home. I'm driving.
All he heard was do whatever the
Shut the
fuck
fuck
you
up.
want. All he heard was do whatever the fuck you want.
Don't you do nothing. Don't you get off the car. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm getting off the car. I'm going to go fucking walk over there. I got to take a piss probably.
Grown ass man, the flapper is flapping.
My flapper is flapping.
And I don't even know it's flapping yet. So I'm walking down. There's it's like an L shape, right? I think to an L shaped sidewalk going to their inside to their main door. And there's a large bushes all to the right side. And I start walking. Then I know is like my walking started staggering and then to the right. And I'm in the bushes. And I'm trying to get up and get out. I don't really know I'm doing this. They're just told what I'm doing. And then I hear my wife. I'm like, where is he? He walked. Oh, he's not here. He must be walking somewhere or whatever. And then here I am, pop out. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Howdy ho, everybody.
Howdy ho.
You make that reference because you're such a piece of shit.
Oh my God.
So your mom convinced my wife to have me stay there. And I ended up sleeping in the bathtub because that's where the best comfortable place I was in there.
Bingo. And it's safer if the flapper starts flapping and you can't get up. Hey,
Just rolls down the drain.
Oh, my
Rolls
God.
down the drain. And apparently my wife was trying to get me to get out, and your dad's all, fuck it, leave him there. He's good. He's passed out. He's good, which is perfect.
You know how my dad
Perfect thing to do.
Well,
Like
my
that.
dad, back then.
That was a perfect thing to do. Like, leave me in there. Fuck this. And I woke up, and I'm like,
Oh man.
I woke up, and I'm saying that, like, I know, like, oh, I'm perfectly. Why am I in the
So
bathtub?
he's bringing up other stuff too now. It's like, so just, when we start talking about stuff like this, this is the kind of stuff you need to make notes of. Because like I said, like I got stories like forever, but I don't always remember them. But when you say things like bathroom, like in the tub, story. Which leads to
Story
another
came up.
story. Which leads to another story. Which leads to another story. They're like just popping up like, boop, boop. It's it's like Amazon. It's like Amazon things.
I got
you
pins
like.
in here. You could put a pin on that one right there.
Like we're gonna do. Like literally got pins.
There's your pin. Put it on there. Pin on that one.
So you woke up in the bathtub, then what?
Oh, so I walk into Robert's room because I think Dora was there in Robert's room, and I'm like, because the girls were there. I guess they slept in Robert's room.
Oh, y'all all stayed.
We all stayed.
Okay.
Because of me, because I fell
Yeah.
asleep in the bathtub.
Yeah.
So I go to Robert's room, and I'm like, I wake up Dora. I'm like, I think I was in a fight. Was I in a fight? Because my clothes are ripped from the bushes, from the twigs and everything. Brand new Jabot pants back then. Like,
Your boat pants.
and I'm like, all torn and everything. I'm like, I was in a fight. I think I was in a fight. Was I in a fight?
Did I win?
And my wife's all, yes, with the bushes. I'm like,
With the bushes.
oh, okay. So but at the same time, I was trying to get a level for her. Because he didn't come back pissed. He came back joking, like, with the bushes. Yeah, you were. I'm like, okay, I'm good. You know, like,
Yeah.
we're good, you know, because if she was mad, I'm like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I did something wrong, or I did something,
Yeah.
you know, kissed somebody again I wasn't supposed to.
Oh
I'm just
my
kidding.
God.
Sorry, Ro. But anyways.
Bro.
So that's where the bushes came in. And
Nice.
it was a good night.
And Senator, you only blacked out one. Come on, man.
I blacked out so many times.
Do you know who my dad was? Like, that shit, it happens once, that's it. Like, but I'm not to say that I had been drunk and been put in the shower before.
Your dad, Theo, Frankie, and Ray got blackout plenty of times, man.
Yeah, I've been drunk where I was put in the shower and I was throwing up and in the shower and yeah,
I haven't been that bad in the shower throwing
I
up.
have.
The only times that I've thrown up in the shower is when I've like made myself, because I should not have kept drinking. I should have stopped at 2, but no, here it is 4, and I got to work at 7.
I was in.
So I get in the shower and like make myself throw up. It's like,
Yeah, that's what I do. I make myself throw up. It makes me feel. You don't really feel better, but you feel a little better.
Well, I'm not in those positions where I mean, I'm not frequently in those positions, but the last time that I was in the shower, I was in my, I don't know, maybe I was in my
you don't
20s.
remember the last time you're in the shower?
You haven't been in 20s?
I know.
Shut
Jeez,
up.
It's
man,
been 30
that
years
explains
since you've taken a
lot.
shower?
No, I
dang.
got drunk on
Like, no, like,
Early.
not even a whore bath, a napkin in the tub, like in the sink and shit.
Third date?
I
at
was
least?
drinking with
Wow, I can't don't imagine that. Like, oh man.
I was drinking with Thea Laura's nephew. I forget his name, but it was Early Times whiskey, or was it whiskey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Theo Frankie threw me in the shower. And I was throwing up, and yeah, there was a whole...
Did it work?
Well, I guess. I don't know.
You don't remember being in the shower?
I remember being in the shower, yeah. But, I mean, yeah.
Give me another one.
That's why no liquor. That's another reason. That solidified the now it's no liquor. Because...
That never stopped me.
It seems like you're having good times with liquor, so why would you
Because
stop?
I don't like... Because I'm throwing up in the shower.
Hey, you know what? You get
Slow down,
over
bring it
it.
back a little bit. Bring it back a little bit. That's all you got to do.
I mean, it was 2 weeks ago. I'm like, in the morning, I'm like, I got to go to work in 4 hours. Let me go to the restroom and blow.
Ugh, no.
Man, but I haven't blew chunks in a long time.
No.
Like, even
I
purposefully.
have to now. Like, man, I got to feel better. Like, I got to go to work. I'm like, I'm tired for this, you know?
No, I think I don't know, not last birthday, the birthday before when I turned, I don't know, I was 49. I think I was at your bar. That's when, that's when I was in the, no, maybe, I don't know, maybe it was a birthday, I think, because it was when the Las Palapas,
Las Palapas?
Yeah, the Las Palapas. I went home and I got in the shower, and Anna started knocking on the door like, hey, are you okay? Because I was just in the shower. Because I was like, I'm staying in here in case I have to throw up. I'm not trying to get whatever. And she got on, just want to make sure you're okay. I'm okay. Like, whatever. But I was in there apparently for over an hour.
Damn, how much water you want? I mean, we're in a drought.
And you're killing that little salamander dude in the underground aquifer. There.
But weren't you taking care of Anna? Because she was walking toward the car sideways.
Apparently she was the better of the both of us.
Because she was like, I'm fine.
I'm fine. No, but that's when we were, and then that's when we got a call from y'all that Dora wanted us to go to
Y'all or my
Las
wife?
Palapas. Dora.
So she was referring to Las Palapas restaurant.
But she was saying Las
Las
Palapas.
Palapas.
Put some
And,
extra L's and some extra.
And that
laps.
was the day I was trying to give her water.
Oh, that's when you were giving her water and she'd push it away.
Oh, that was that day?
Every time.
And she's all like, "Why didn't you give me water? We tried to."
We tried. You kept on pushing it away.
You're like, I don't want this shit.
Yeah. I'm like, damn.
And I was being responsible with her.
You
I was
were
like,
very
Bro,
responsible.
can we get a water for her? Like, oh yeah, of course.
And she's
we'll do
all,
that."
why do you keep
that
pushing?
shit
She goes,
away.
why do you keep putting that in front of me? I'm drinking my drink. I'm like,
There's a reason for that shit.
She's like,
Yeah.
James pissed her off again, I'm sure.
Yep.
Motherfucker.
yeah.
All right. Well, those were some unfiltered stories. Even though Sandra was still filtering her stories,
I was not filtering my stories.
there was some filtering.
Yeah.
Who was the gentleman that you went to New Orleans
you,
with?
You got like you pull the rug from her with the Jose thing, like and like,
I know, but like that was Jose.
and look like egg on her face.
I am not saying anything to protect the innocent.
There ain't no innocent in that damn story except Jose.
Jose was not innocent. He was a son of a bitch.
Jose was sitting on the shelf somewhere minding his own damn business.
No.
And then y'all come around talking about, hey, can we talk to your friend over there? And Jose's like,
No.
Oh, and me? You want to talk to me?
You
Because
want
he's
to talk
got to
to
have
me?
an accent. He's from Mexico.
Did you have a good time?
You're right.
you have a good
Yes or no?
But
Yes
come on.
or no?
Like that little Chinese, did you die?
And I had such hangovers. Like, no, it's not worth it to me. Not
Yes,
worth
it is.
No,
you,
it's not.
you get good stories. There's so many
No,
good
I don't
stories
want
you could
those
talk
kind of
about that.
stories. No, sir.
As long as you don't do, as long as you don't
What
drive.
great
As long as
story
you don't
ever
drive,
started
you're
with,
good.
so we're drinking coffee? No. You know, it's like,
I was at Starbucks and we had a double espresso.
oh my God.
I just don't remember.
That scone was amazing.
Look, beer does, if I drink a fourth beer, it does. Like I get a little, buzzed.
Third date ready?
No, I start making out. I could make out with someone.
Whoa.
Well, that was a shot involved too. 2 shots.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, oh, I know where this is
Oh,
going.
wait. You said you took 2 shots that day.
Yes. One was without this guy, and then the second one, the guy asked me, "You want a shot?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do a shot."
I was like, she probably won't. And she's like, yeah. I was like, who the fuck is this bitch?
Yes.
Because I was like, because the first one was a surprise, and the second one I was like, okay, then I'm gonna close right now.
Because we were talking, and we were just talking, and we're talking whatever, and he's kind of low key, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever," and he goes, and we're just talking very whatever, and we were looking at y'all because you're very animated with Sada and all these guys, and we're just laughing, and you're like, "Yeah, that's my cousin,
Gotta
whatever."
blame shit on
She
me.
was laughing at you.
No,
she
we
said.
weren't laughing at him, but we're
That's
like,
what I heard.
no. And he was talking about
what
he's
happens
low
when my
key.
pants fall.
No, he's low key.
Women be laughing.
And then that y'all were gonna take a shot, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take one." He goes, "You want one?" And he looked at me, and he's like, "You want one?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
And I was about to say, she's yeah. I was like, who?
Yeah, and I took one, and so
You should have said, "Get the fuck out of my bar," because you don't.
Who the fuck are you?
yeah, I took a shot, two shots, and I think I had 4 beers. That was
So okay, so does this go with the Dora rule? When you take 3 shots, the whole comes out. Because 2 you were making out.
Yeah.
3 you've been hoeing
Give
around.
me one margarita. No. Uh-oh.
I have no.
Give me one shot of whiskey.
My wife has logic.
Does she?
She has logic in her.
Accidental logic.
Accidental logic.
Yes.
It's always good
Look,
to
it's
hoe out.
also it was just.
What you doing tonight? I'm hoeing out.
It's the 3rd date.
It's the 3rd date,
It's
hoeing
not
out.
the 3rd date.
You got to hoe out on 3rd
I
date.
didn't have a 3rd shot.
The
I had a
skirt, the
4th
dress,
beer.
gonna have a little booty cheek hanging out. Hoeing out.
Never.
Cleavage,
I
that-
am
that-
And
a
the reason
lady.
it's sticking out is because you went to the
plunging
restroom and
neckline.
it came
I
out in your
am
underwear.
a lady. Never.
Plunging ass the leg line.
You'll never find me with a plunging cheek out. No.
Plunging cheek. Why is that? Why are we?
Because you said plunging cheek.
I said plunging neckline.
Oh!
Cheek. Man, she already hearing things like.
Gross. Like, why would you think that?
Is it gross, really?
Oh,
Shut
shit.
up.
Oh, yeah, come on
Santa
now.
Maria, sí, hombre.
People don't know how to wipe.
What? Where are we at now?
They got some top heavy remnants.
Gross. Gross.
Good thing men don't have to wipe.
You know what?
But
Whatever.
we should. Sometimes we should because our hands get all wet. and
All right.
everything.
I thought we
It
were
makes it
wrapping
hard
this
to
shit
walk.
up. Are we wrapping it up? Let's just.
Sound like you're walking through mud.
Especially when you get some pubes
Land the
in
plane.
your
Let's
streamline.
Oh my
The guy in the
God,
right
let's
side's all like, "What are you
land the
doing?"
plane. Land the plane.
I was landing the plane. I said, "We're to the next time."
Next time, baby.
That's James.
Oh.
That's Roland.
And you are?
Sandra. The responsible one.
That was uncalled for.